3 here in Hirochi Raceway. We're using the lockdowns. You join us for the race here at the GTJS off-season. This is the second race in for GTJS. It's a special event here while we still have the BeamGP issues still going. We've just started qualifying and alongside in odds. I'll start by saying hi. Alongside we've got Sason and Chris. Hello guys.
Whoa!
We have a long race for you guys today, but it's not super long. It's the longest we've had a couple of weeks ago. But it's still going to be an exciting race for these drivers. You've got 9 drivers in there using different cars that have been part of the development. This is big series of these cars built in game automation. Exclusive is BeamGP and drivers. It's a CU's guest, which is also best. Talented. Jeremy's pretty good. He's the right performance. It's currently watching in the AK. Just to see an exception there. So that's 7 minutes left in the 10-minute final section. And then we have
He's just gone off track.
the 40-minute race. You can see
It's 45 minutes.
45 minutes, even longer as we see it's fun to start. We've already got a few times on the board there. Currently, Doodle on pole position with the 118 gross flat. Thousands. She has behind. Tuna Creamer in 1 absence.
Gunnar had broken into the 117 range with a 117.899 during practice, so he's trying to replicate that in this qualifying session. Noodle has actually gone better than in his practice. He was like 118.1. He's now nearly gone flat, a full 10th somewhere in this field. I also have to mention on the auto beam point, Shadow doesn't have any cars fielded today. None of the drivers from the Shadow or Shadrack facilities are here, so I feel what we have going on here, the race is pretty much wide open between about 4 or 5 different teams. All they have to do is have a good day, and they're going to have a good result. If I was to name a favorite, it would probably be Tuner or Noodle. Tuner is in Zenith Machinery, and Noodle has gone to a new team, or founded his own, one of the two, in AMR. And he'll be competing against his old team in Firth, with Kete in the driver's seat of one of those cars. He's a very fast driver. And fighting against Chili, which is known also to be really fast in the AKM equipment. So there's a lot going on here. Not much of an equipment disparity, fortunately. It's a very small track, lots of things can happen.
As you can see, times gap was
Up 2 seconds.
Spinning out to be by the pattern. It's going to be a very interesting race. 5 minutes left. 3 points.
Now, do you have some quick specs on these cars? I know they're 350 horsepower.
I'm gonna be honest, I've been a pretty bad commentator. I haven't actually made any notes, so I don't like, I too much to
You really should. I've done a minimal amount of homework on these cars. I know they're 350 horsepower. I've been trying to build an entry. I was a bit late. I knew that I wouldn't prepare a good car in time for this event. But they're 350 horsepower. They've got a good amount of downforce, not a terrible lot, about 200 kilograms at 200 kilometers an hour, 120 miles an hour, and they're about 1,400 kilograms. So these things are, when it comes to race cars, quite fat. So these guys are going to be, you know, lugging around some real trucks today. As someone who might be good at, say, NASCAR machinery, I think is going to have the upper edge here, or at least more so if they've participated in the last few GTWC events or GTJC events, like the one at Le Mans.
Yes, just sorting a few technical issues out, but should all be good now. Thank you to everyone spamming my DMs. I think I've had a record-breaking amount of pings in the last few minutes, but alright. Just watching Emin now as he rounds his lap. Currently P8 of 9 cars. Just watching what he can do. Nice red livery there.
Really, we can go on board for a lap and bring people around this circuit, bring people up to speed.
Yeah, we could.
What all these drivers are going to do, yeah. So, into the first corner they go. It's a long left-hander. This goes straight into the 234 complex. You're going to have to nail that. There's not a lot of places to pass when the lap starts, but here comes a good braking opportunity right here. Someone will probably go on the inside here, but Eamon's just going to get through the corner because it's qualifying. It was turn 5, then through this section up on the top of the hill. A right-hander, then a long left-hander. Got to get down the hill, use as much track as you can, come back to the left side of the track and try to dive in with this long right-hander. This has to be pitch perfect because you're not going to lose a lot of speed through this edge section. That corner is going to be crucial. Oh, he gets into the grass. That corner is going to be crucial for this long straight here, which is going to set us up for the S section here. And this is into a right-hander, then a left-hander. Cannot go too far over here. You got track limits, then through the final edge section of the track. Very classic part of Hirochi. It's been there since the very beginning back in 2013 and stayed with the remaster track. Stay on the left here, get a good exit out, and that is a lap around Hirochi. Currently only Noodle has cracked the 118 barrier, so Tuner is looking to find a few tenths there. Everyone just getting their lap in, trying to put themselves on the field here today at Hirochi. Oh, there's a crash. It's C's. He's okay. Bit of spin out of a corner or something.
We've got Train Raider now. He is currently last, not doing too well for the McKenna Racing team there. Hopefully he can set a new lap time here. He's only got one attempt to set a new lap time. Currently watching Creeper, P7 at the back of the field again.
Creeper's doing what he can. I'm very concerned for Train Raider because I know he's fairly fast. I'm feeling he's got a bit of a car issue. It's very low, very small wheelbase, just small-bodied car, and interestingly to everyone else in the field, he's running a naturally aspirated inline 3. With how big these engines have to be, they do have to make a little bit of power. I feel like he's reaching the limit of the just internals of the inline 3 though, and he's either got no speed there or he's got no speed in the chassis, maybe a little bit of both. He also may not be particularly good at this track. Hirochi we don't go to a whole lot, even if it is a classic track, because we have a lot of different options available in BeamGP, as well as any other racing community that does auto beam stuff, and particularly beam racing. So we don't go here a lot. Everyone's a bit new. Train Raider improves 2.7 over the leader. What would that that'd be like a 119.7, I believe. Train Raider in the grass. I believe he's trying to tow now.
So unfortunate for Train Raider then. He
Yeah.
was pretty good last time out, but currently not too well on the timing tower. Creeper then.
Ooh, Creeper
Oh,
2 move.
sideways.
He had a bit of a moment going into the final S's. Oh, he's taking his lap. That's it. Our field is set for today's event. I will have to mention that a lot of the cars that showed up, or a good chunk of the cars that may have showed up for Le Mans have been modified or otherwise completely thrown out and into the bin. A lot of new chassis here today. I believe McKenna may be keeping their old equipment, so they may have fallen behind from that front as well. So there's a lot of different things Train Raider has to work against. So I'm hoping he does well, but the numbers are crunching out and they don't look good. I'm sure that's fine. It's the practice. Yeah, no, that's not right. Oh, I should have caught who was qualifying. Yeah, I believe Noodle caught the lead there. He finished with 117. I don't believe Tuna was able to improve. If he did, I did not see it last minute. I guess we can talk about the entry list a little bit. Chris, you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you know a few of these entries at all?
Well, I do know the Fjord very well because I was the one who did most of the development on it. I did just throw a new body kit on it, as you can see, compared to Le Mans.
Yeah, it looked a little different. I wasn't really sure exactly what was different about it. Still kind of a Porsche-esque machine. Oh, we're hitting grid now.
Looks like we are now for a rolling start.
Weird.
Maybe you might get a safety car from Batsa, but I'm not entirely sure.
We're set up grid. We may do formation. It is formation. All right. 2
green lights. And we're off with
all right,
formation.
So starting tonight's grid here. Tuner from Hell on pole. I believe he did take ahead of Noodle there. Noodle in second place in the AMR machine. Kata with a solid, stout third out of the first machinery. Eamon in fourth in the other AMR machinery. Kata letting Eamon through for some reason. Going even farther back, Chili starting near his teammate in first machinery. And then Creeper, oh, this is weird. There's 3 people in first machinery. Creeper Tumo also in first machinery. Chili and AKM. He starts 7th here, I believe. C's in the Femboy meme machine. He would be, he might be 7th. Rybrad actually had a pretty bad qualifying session. He was about 2 seconds behind the leaders. He starts 8th today and rounding out our field for today's race. Train Raider in 9th.
I think the mechanic machine is somewhat competitive, but I think Train Raider just had a really bad time this time.
This race is going to be a double file start, probably double file restarts as well. From what I could gather in the garage area, there's not enough tire, there's not enough fuel to last the entire 45-minute race. This would have been split up into 2 15-minute sprints if there's more people, but since there's so little people on track, this is going to be a bit of an endurance. People's going to have to manage and save tires and maybe manage and save a little bit of fuel too if they want to win off pit road. Tuner and Noodle dead even. Tuner is the man who would start us off today's race. Tuner gets going. Ooh. Weird movements from Noodle. I know a few people have interesting internet today. Oh, I believe Noodle got a bump with netcode. Creeper Timo looking. Oh, he's crashed into turn 3 and 4. He falls back to the end of the order. Tuner,
Things able to
Kata,
put together.
even everyone kind of figured it out, everything. Kata's gonna try looking. I think Noodle does have a bit of a internet problem. He's skipping and moving all around the track and putting smoke on my screen. But everyone seems to be pretty stable otherwise. There's a battle for fourth. Eamon holding up the field, defending as much as he can. Chili trying to look, sees, and Rybread and Seas will be looking if they can, if they get caught up at all. Noodle had a big skip.
Kate have you spinning over the bridge section.
Oh, I believe
having contact with Noodle and having contact with Rybread.
Noodle and Kata crashed themselves out. I believe Noodle had a bit of an internet issue. Kata may have ran in behind. The safety car. Safety car is out on the course. Everyone will line up behind the leader. And GG for your frames, Noodle. You TP'd. Yep, it must have been internet or frames.
I think he's actually using the VPN.
I'm getting word from the garage area, from the teams, that it was in fact an issue of that sort. Unfortunate to see. Not everyone has the best internet here, unfortunately. Not everyone's running, you know, esports stuff. We're all just people in our garages. We just want to make a race car go racing.
I think the Tuner is probably going to keep the lead for a while until the other drivers catch up.
Yeah, this is, I said this race was a bit wide open. Well, it is a little bit less now, because now all the people who are going to be fast here has got to get around Eamon, which he's not slow in itself, but we hadn't talked about him all day. He's just kind of running his race here with 42 minutes to go on the clock. Yeah, but I think Tuner has a good chance of winning this race now. Keeper in the pits, Noodle in the pits. Where's Kata? Kata also in the pits to repair damage. That makes your top 5. Tuner, Eamon, Chili, Seas, and Train Raider. Bit of a stark difference in chassis design that I'm seeing. The longest car in the league versus the shortest car in the league. They're 4th and 5th right now. I believe we started back up. No, the safety cars have been lifted. Everyone's running pretty fast though. So I believe we'll go around for one more lap and then we'll get started here, or get back restarted.
I also do believe you talked about Train Raider having a bad quality, but I think this crash might give him the chance to finally climb into the lead, as he's now in P5. He didn't get affected.
Yeah, to be fair to Train Raider, he had a bad qualification.
Obviously, Tuner going a bit in the grass.
It's only really a huge problem if everyone stays on course, no one has any issues, but chaos reigns in motorsport, so there's a really good opportunity for him to catch some positions. I know Seas would be a hard defender. He's got the longest car. If he can catch up to the field and he can get around Seas, Train Raider is in position to get in the podium and stay in the podium for the time being. He's only around 2 seconds off in terms of pace, so if everything goes his way, he could find himself with a pretty good result coming out of Hirochi. I'm wondering when Rybread was involved, because he's over there with Creeper Timu.
I think he was just caught in the middle of the mess. When I saw it,
I believe he was involved, and we missed him, unfortunately. So it's a kind of a one-legged race. For the time being, it's a one-legged race for the Zenith team, with Tuner up on the point and Rybread a lap down. And Noodle and Cats are 2 laps down. They may be race over from them. If they can, I've seen people climb out of 2-lap deficits before. Maybe not over such a short time span as 40 minutes, but I've seen people do it in a lot of different motorsports. It can be done, and it is easier to do if there's more safety cars. So things could things could work out, but as it stands right now, their day is done.
I don't think Kate, he's...
Nonath? Oh, Chili with a lag.
I don't think Kate might be able to catch up. He is... I think we can consider him pretty much a veteran here in the auto beam scene. So I do have high hopes for him. I'm definitely not biased because he's on my team, but... Yeah.
See.
He is able to catch back up. He's right behind Noodle here.
Noodle has a fast car, and he's a fast driver, and Cats is pretty much the same position. I believe they would be jockeying for position in last, regardless if they actually catch up to the lead pack or not.
I do actually believe...
They would have to beat Tuner on pace to get around them. As lap cars, there's a few rules you have to adhere to on the racetrack. We're going green. Tuner on point. Eamon probably looking. Chili a little far behind. C's behind him. Going through turn one. C's had a bad entry. Train might be looking. Noodle going on the inside of Train. Ooh, and they touch. Train gets pushed off a line through the S's. Another big hit by Train Raider. And Train Raider's been crashed by Noodle. Back there in the back.
Noodle weaving there a bit.
I don't believe anyone else was involved other than Noodle and Train Raider. That is unfortunate for him.
Yeah, but I do think this is...
found himself in trouble.
This will just give the position to Kate. And we see Chili going a bit off the track there. Kate might also... Yeah, he's gonna steal the position from him.
Chili might have some damage for something. I saw him jump earlier before the wreck. Oh, gets hit behind by Noodle. Battle of the internets here. Noodle gets behind. Chili has damage. He is slow. Must have... I believe he was involved in something independently of the Noodle and Train Raider thing, but he has damage and will go in the same pit lane. Hit the wall, okay.
I think Kate is slowly going to be able to
trying to get around Chili as well. Chili lets him by. Gunnar still to the point. Sees his third. Noodle stayed on track. I don't believe Noodle got damage from that collision. Huh.
I believe now Trainer is going to be pulling to the pits to fix his damage.
Entry.
And he crashes a bit into the
He's Austin Powers. Well, almost Austin Powers it. That could have been bad. This is a very short, narrow pit lane. You have to be ready for it when you go into here. We are still so far. I mean, I'm looking at him. Kata's probably going to be looking on C's here. C's has an interesting exit. Nope, Kata has a worse exit. I don't think these cars have terrible dirty air. I know the drafting mod we use can put a lot of dirty air, even if you have a little downforce, though. So he may be struggling behind C's. Again, there's just not many passing spots here on this track. He may have a good point here in turn 5, though. Kata goes in, gets close to the C's. Up the hill they go, through the long left-hander. See who gets out on top here. They stay dead even. Kata looking inside of C's. Great exit out of the corner. Trying to be side by side. Didn't have the speed off the corner, I guess. I thought it was a great exit once it got held up.
Might catch back up here though, into the SS. We're soon about to see.
I believe there's a lot of time to be found in the S's, but C's is in a great position to defend. Kata using a little bit of landscaping. Trying to find a good exit out of the last corner. Doesn't have it like C's. He must have something with his car. He just has such a bad exit there.
He did complain about laggers, so I do believe that's also coming into play.
Kata, despite his skill, he doesn't have the best device ever for this style of racing, so he can fall behind when there's a good chunk of people on track. And if the cars aren't optimized well, that hurts him as well. More landscaping out of Kata. Oh, Right Bread. What's going on with Right Bread? Right Bread was behind someone. Right Bread trying to look inside of Creepatimu, same as Kata, I'm sure. Chili in the pits. Oh, Kata doesn't quite have the space to make it done in the S's. Can't take him offline at all.
Timo is about to let Rybert pass there.
We got two battles. We got C's Kata and Creepatimu and Rybred. Kata still just can't do anything behind Z's. I believe he is having issues with dirty air. He seems to have the faster car in sections. You just cannot get around this guy. How we doing, Creepatimu? Rybred ahead of Creepatimu? Was that like that earlier?
Yeah, he just let him overtook.
Okay.
So Rybert will be able to unlap himself.
Cool.
Soon enough.
Yeah, that's a fight you don't really have to do there. Same, honestly, goes for C's, but C's wants to keep Kata behind. And I understand. That's probably a good thing to do.
We also see Noodle right behind Kate. So I do think it's kind of smart play to keep two good drivers right behind.
Yeah, defend as much as you can. Put him on the grass. Got him loose. These with some interesting defense practices, which is what I would probably expect out of Kawaii Racing. They have the longest car. They're at width. Ideally in this rule set, you want a long car to keep people beside you or behind you during defense. But if you want to get around them, you have to have a short car. So that's the compromise. Noodle may be looking on Kata. Oh, man. Yeah, this is for 8th place right here. I understand. What happened to Eamon? Oh, man. Oh, Noodle!
Hey, looking good with Noodle.
Crash.
Both MR drivers in a crash. I think Noodle might be able to catch right back up, though. I don't think he has too much damage. No, he's towing back to pits.
That was a pretty bad shunt. I think that sealed the deal for the AMR team today. Kata ahead of C's to the point. C's must have got distracted. Left the door wide open for Kata. To be fair, just let him unlap himself. There's no need to fight him. It's like with Rybred. Just let him unlap themselves. Even had a mechanical issue. Even had a mechanical issue. That's what happened there. And then Noodle was just blindsided.
I do believe Noodle just left the server. I think he had enough with his Wi-Fi troubles and that big contact there he had with Emin, his driver. I think that's a bit sad to see.
I would call this race over for them as well. So they have retired from this race. That is the first official retirement from today's race with just over 30 to go.
Did Creeper Timo
track
get in the podium position?
Funny how this works. Everyone just trying to keep within Delta. Under the BeamGP timing system, it automatically holds your speed for set distance. So these guys are all basically running, and it's green flag. Virtual safety car's been lifted. Everyone gets back on track. Kata does some landscaping. That car's done a lot of landscaping today.
It looks like Creeper Timo might have a bit of a spin in the wall, but he's able to keep it together.
Oh, Chili in the wall. Chili had gone a lap down earlier. Now. So there's only 3 people on the lead lap now. Tuner with a commanding lead. Siege trying to look around Chili and Tripatumu, which had an accident earlier. Oh! Chili may have given him position, but Siege went in a little bit deep. Goes right in front of him in there. Gets back on point, but then he'll have to try to move again against Chili to get around him, since he is a lap car. Just Tuner out on track. Tuner is
like
purple sector 1. He may be trying to just do some quality laps since he's so far in front. He's got plenty of clean air.
It's like the gap from Creeper Timo to Sess is growing. He did have that incident earlier there. Well, I don't think he's gonna be able to recover. Still 28 minutes in the race. Still a lot can change.
There's a lot.
So don't go
We
anywhere.
haven't even done green flag pit stops. At some point, these tires are going to have to be replaced. They're getting old quick. Some of these drivers seem to be good on fuel. C's may have to put in a splash when he goes in the pits. But I think most of these guys are going to be just good on fuel if they're confident enough of that. Trainer, they're actually with the best fuel so far. That inline 3 just screaming. Yeah, most of this field here, it's going to be pretty close. They're probably going to splash when they come in. Kato with a 118.009. So Kato's trying to get some good laps in now. See if Tuner ends up beating him back. I believe he's at 118.4 or 118.1. No. Could also be Noodle.
Noodle, I do believe, retired.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who did the 118.1 earlier. Kato went to fastest lap today. And I'm trying to figure out if Tuner is the 118.1 on the board or the 118.4.
He's the 0.4, I believe.
Okay.
Well,
The Cats are faster by 4/10. That will not bring them back on the lead lap in time. So Cats' day, I believe, is also very, very done. So when it comes to contenders, there is but one. It is Tuner in the Zenith Machinery. Gonna have the last corner. We start lap 14.
Cut it. There's a bit of landscaping into the S's.
Oh man.
And he's able to improve on the lap. Yet again.
Did he?
I do believe I saw in the chat message. 118 flat almost.
That was his earlier lap. That was his lap 13 lap. He has not improved under this lap.
Oh.
Unfortunately. But he again, he's top of the point in fastest lap, but that does not mean much when Chili gets a little loose out of turn 2, 3, 4, that S section. But C's maybe getting a better opportunity. I'm not sure. I believe Chili's slightly slow. C's our second place driver here at Hirochi. It's catching up to Chili quick. I believe he has a bit of a tire issue. He may have got a bad bump. Because that gap is coming down pretty quickly for someone who is probably a full, straight ahead of Chili after the collision. 25 to go.
I have noticed, I've followed it. The gap between Timo and Sass is growing ever so slightly, but Sass is also falling a bit back there from Tuner. As you can see, 20 seconds behind now with the timing update.
Tuner has sort of went off from the field. Everyone kind of running their race. There's a question of when people are going to come in to replace their tires. They may decide to replace it pretty late. Something like maybe 20 to go. They've been under a few safety cars, a bunch of points to save tires, save fuel, and could end up trying to do maybe an overcut. But with how bad this track is for overtaking, if any of the people actually get near each other, any of Tuner, Seas, or Creeper, they're going to want to be in front of the other guy so they can defend. But there's a whole 4 other people to pass as a lap car, so do you want the grip or do you want the track position? That is the question here. Who's smoking in front of him? Kubitumu has a smoking rye bread in front of him. I'm not sure if it's tires or a little bit of a lag spike, some cracking on the ground, something. Tuner still to the point. Yeah, getting a little jiggy with it. He getting... Okay, lag spike. Tuner's getting nearer and nearer to Train Raider. This may be the first time today that the leader has lapped the car on track as opposed to the pit lane. We'll see that in, I'm sure, the next 4 or 5 minutes.
I do think at this stage of the race the drivers are starting to settle in, getting a bit more comfortable, so I don't think we're going to see too much aggressive driving. I think they're just saving the best part for the end. What do you think, Sason?
I mean, with what a gap that Tuner has, I'm seeing he's had pretty bad wear. I believe he's just trying to get out in front of Seas and just run, quali laps, end over end. I believe he has that advantage to just drive the car. I don't think he is holding back at all because he's still gapping Seas. I know.
I believe Kata went off there in the grass.
Kata went off. Sorry. Where'd he go off?
He's in the middle of the track. It looks like Chili's almost just nearly missed him.
Near him. Full course yellow. Okay. He must have had a bad crash. Now he steps right in front of Seas. Seas have been trying so hard to get around these lap cars today. That's also slowing him down. I guess if there's any good time to get tires, it's now, because we are just under halfway in this race when it comes to timing.
To be fair, Tuner does have enough of a gap to the point where he would only lose around a position, so I think this is just...
means everything. That's to lose a position, being the only one that pits, he loses 30 seconds. That is a lot of advantage, but I feel like the choice is to go under and get a free stop now. We're under full course yellow. Everyone's stuck behind each other. No one's going anywhere. Everyone's doing their laps slower. This is the best time to get a free stop in. Tuner went in. But it's going to take us probably a good 50 seconds to find out if this is a good idea to seize in Creeper Timu.
And we are green yet again.
We're green. That's actually really bad that it restarted when it did, because Tuner's in pits and everyone's driving now.
And Sas about to cross line and take the position.
Jesus passed him because Tuner spitted the pit lane. He's going to have to use his tire advantage to get around Seas now. Okay, that was a terrible choice. You'd think something like that would have lasted about a lap or two longer. Every single safety car we've had have lasted like 2 or 3 laps, which is enough time to get a free pit stop. But this full course yellow was basically instantaneous, and that's put Tuner on the back foot now. That is something I did not expect from this race.
Well, to be fair, Kate did just have a small spin, didn't fully crash, so I didn't expect the full course to be that long, but...
I didn't expect there to be a yellow for that. He was getting back on track.
I mean, Chile was almost about to hit him, so I think that was a fair call. But now, Tuner 8 seconds behind Sass.
It's C's, I believe, as I pronounce it. Okay.
And I do think Kate was able to unlap himself. He's only 1 lap down now. So that's good here. And he is in the pits.
Not anymore. He's now 2 laps.
Well, it looks like I spoke too soon.
Yeah, that happens. Cat is the first one 2 laps down, though, so if anything happens, he gets a wave by or whatever. He gets put in the 1 lap, and then if it happens again, he's on the lead lap, so he's just pushing to get back where he was earlier, starting this race. What happened to Chile? Chile's wrecked it! Right in front of the leaders, Tuner! Whoa, man!
Narrow miss there.
Narrowly missed Chile there. The local yellow in that section. A similar, different section of the track, but a similar spin to Kata, but no full course yellow for that incident. Chile just gasses the backs up and gets it back going. He's been trying to look in front of Tuner here, even though he's a lap down. I believe he thinks he's a bit faster on track. Tuner's kind of pushing though. Oh, he got lapped by him, okay. So Tuner lapping him in. Ichimo alone, just running his race. He's in front on old tires. I believe this advantage is going to start withering away pretty quickly here. With 40% versus probably about 90% tires. You know, 94% versus 40. This is a big tire advantage that Tuner has. And he's going to play that hand as long as he can because he's decided not to pit for tires under the full course yellow from earlier. So this is one of those plays that has disadvantaged them in the short run, but probably will not over the rest of the race if Seas does or does not pit. He may be thinking, Seas has the longest car. Seas may be trying to defend his position for as long as he can, so just stay out on those tires, which is something I think is an impossible task with 17 to go, but he may try. He may try so hard against Tuner. Are we halfway? We were halfway at about 22. Yeah, we're about 2/3 of the way through, about 60%.
I've been watching Sass and Tuner, and I do think Tuner is slowly closing in there on Sass, only 3 seconds behind now.
Oh, yeah, he's lost a bunch of time over these last few laps because Tuner just has so much speed with the tire advantage now. The gap is closed, and now they're now within, you know, they're within mirror distance. That blue car is in C's mirror now, and the gap's closing pretty fast. Kata with the 117.72. Huh. Everyone's winning the sectors, but Kata out there with just a solid lap overall. Again, I think he's trying to get back into the 1 lap range. Just get a position today. The Tuner is slowly closing. He may be within draft range now. We're going under a second here going into this corner. Tuner doing a little bit of landscaping. This is for position. There's no lap chicanery going on at all. This is based on everything else that has happened in the last 30 minutes. Out of the final corner they go. Seized is dead even on exit, with Tuner with a good toe behind, to a 3/10 behind. Through turn 1 they go.
think now it's more of a
trying to
mental
look.
game here.
Went to the S's. A little weirdly. Tuner has a great exit. Can he do anything with it? He's running a defensive line with some very, very old tires. Can he keep it on the point? Tuner doesn't have the best entry into there. Can't make it work. C's is keeping him behind, but how long did he keep him behind? Tuner has to be frustrated in that car. He knows he is so much faster. But he has to pass this car cleanly. And this is the hardest car on the track to pass cleanly. Tuner have a good exit here. Tuner, both of them doing a little landscaping. Tuner on the inside. They're side by side going into the S's section. C's goes in deep. They're still side by side. Not quite clear by Tuner. He's on the outside. And he's got the point. He's up to first place. C's had a bad exit right before the actual S's. And Tuner is out front. He's got clean air too. I think it's just over for C's. Already has pulled a second ahead of C's now.
Well, still a podium finish, though.
That gap's going to increase over the race.
I think at this point in the race, I think the drivers will just take any position they can. I do think the Creeper, Timo, and Sas are going to be happy with a podium finish here at Hirochi.
Yeah, despite everything, they're still in the podium. Been trying to unlap him. Well, he's not necessarily unlap himself from the field, but at least from C's. C's, I think, is just trying on old tires, and I just don't think this is a strategy that works. It would have worked if it was all green flags, but we have a number of safety cars and such as where it was never, from the top of the show, we knew that it would never make sense to do a zero stopper, to not pit for this race. There's no mandatory stop, but we know that the tires can't last and the fuel can't last a full distance, for at least some cars.
I think Tuner is going to go finish the race on his tires. They're only at, 80%, so he's good to go.
Yeah, it's good to go to the end. I'm looking at Chili. He just pitted now, just got into the pits. I was going to ask if maybe he's good on fuel because he has the worst expenditure on fuel that anyone else in the field has, and he has no tires. It's as good as the time is now to get some new tires, get a little bit of fuel. A lot of fuel. He put in like a full tank. He only has to go about 12 minutes, but he just told the team members, put in everything you got. Why not? And now he has exited pit lane. Still in 5th. Eamon nowhere to be found. Yeah, Eamon's on the other side of the track. So he won't have anything. Well, Chili's still behind anyway. So
it does look like the Creeper team was getting very close to Chili, so we might actually see him lap him here.
yeah, I think Creeper Tumu is going to be the third person that's lapped Chili today. And again, there is a battle going on between Eamon and C's, to my knowledge. I'm not sure how that's turned out. I didn't turn the page to that. But, you know, Eamon's going down by 2 liters, and now Chili, which has already gone down by the 2 liters, is now going to go down by the full podium. They're still keeping Eamon behind. In the back of the pack, in other news, Train Raider and Kata are near each other, and they would be for position if Kata passed Train Raider. They're going into turn 1 currently, right now. Kata on really, really old tires. That was Train doing also really, really old tires. So they're just wheeling it out there. Through the S's they go. Not a lot of... The distance has not closed completely yet. Vibrata alone, Chili alone. Eamon still trailing behind C's, trying to look to unlap himself from the 2nd place man. Timu's looking to get Chili at some point. I'm most interested in Kata though, because he's got a little bit of position. Train Raider gets loose, going out the the long right-hander going on the long straight here. Kata has the best chances he's had all race to improve by at least one position. These drivers in the back are both on old tires. Kata trying to find a line that is not occupied by a car. Puts them on the back foot a little, does a little landscaping. Through the S as they go. A little bit of pocket sand from Train Raider. Kata using as much track as he can, still doing some landscaping. Around the final corner they go, and now, rather than it being about 40 meters, the gap between the two is about 26. Decreasing through this corner. Train Raider is slow. Just doesn't have the speed through the corner, through the S as they go. Train Raider maintains about 19. I would say that's about 3 car lengths between the two. Closing pretty rapidly. Kata's within tow. See if he tries to make a move here. Tries to put Train into a mistake. They maintain dead even over the hill. Kata tries to get a little closer. Train Raider gets loose again. That car is fighting him really hard, especially on these old tires. Kata just seems to be pretty good with tire wear. He's had a few crashes and he's just trying to get a good result out of this. Train Raider with a dead even on exit, but Kata's got that tow. Train Raider's going to make his move, going to make a move again. Going to put himself into the ideal line, but Kata's going to try to go in deep. Train Raider goes in deeper. He's through the grass. Goes in through. Does a little landscaping. It's over for Train. Kata ahead of Train now. Into 7th.
Into the S's.
Train Raider made one mistake. All the Kata really needed is for Train to make one mistake, and he just went in a little too deep in the corner. Thought he could maybe defend, but he had no grip. Went off course through the sand, through the grass, over the circuit, and right in front of Kata. It could have been pretty bad on that front, but Kata is in front and in clean air now. That was the position.
Creeper team was still able to keep Chili off. Has Chili to make a few mistakes.
Too much past Chili now. Remember, Chili's getting lapped by the 3rd place car. He's already been lapped before, as well as Eamon. The only thing that could happen now is Tuner, lights up the jets late in the game, passes Chili, and passes Creeper Timu. That's the only way that anyone else at this point in time can go a lap down, except for extraordinary circumstances. Say someone crashes. Even still looking behind Seeds. This has just kind of been the entire, second half of the race. Even just following Seeds through all these corners. Not doing anything, just trying to be up here with them. Eamon is the first car lapped down. He is 4th on the board. It's just under 7 to go. This would put us in the last 4th of the race. Seeds goes wide, Eamon trying to look for some reason. With Kata catching up. It'd be interesting if Kata actually has the speed on course to unlap himself from 2nd place. And it'd be interesting to see if he can catch the tuner to unlap himself. But proper. Seeds goes wide, gets a little into the grass there, on the outside of the corner with Eamon. Eamon can't do anything. He falls behind. Kata behind. This is the closest everyone's been on circuit in the last 30 minutes. Both lap cars, though, this is not for position. Even goes on the outside. Kata tries to take the inside.
3 wide.
They're going to want to go 3 wide through this section. I don't know if that's a good idea. Kata's pushing the issue. Seeds gets hit. Even goes off course. Kata gets around Seeds, or tries to at least. Seeds neck and neck with Kata. With just the most worn tires. And I'm looking at 11% here. I'm imagining that's exactly what's happening. In between 10 and 15% on that front right, or front left, excuse me. He's just trying. I think he could do it. He could try going the entire race without a stop.
Is Emin pull into the pit? I think
got
the
damaged.
driver are gonna have to pit soon.
Oh, Creeper's catching him. Okay.
We have 5 minutes left in the race.
Chili
No,
also
sister.
pitted. I wonder what happened to Chili. He was good on fuel when he went into the pits. Oh, now he's not. What? Now he's not good on fuel. That's weird. Okay. Chili goes in for a splash and go. Yeah, that's actually for position, getting in front of Eamon there. If he gets to the next sector, I believe, yeah, Chili has gone up to 4th place. He just did a splash and go in front of Eamon with about 4.5 minutes to go. So some pit stop play there at least. Eamon's back out on track. Everyone's here. A few people are going to try to make it to the end on very, very old tires. Tuner on good tires. Looking to lap Eamon again. If Tuner gets ahead of Eamon, he's the first person 2 laps down. But Chili, of course, still a lap down. He got in front of Eamon earlier. It may end up being, if Tuner has enough speed, that he can lap 4th on back with 2 laps. Eamon was slow, pulled ahead. Now it's 2 laps.
Notice now he was made
over the line, 40 seconds behind and losing fast to Creeper Timu with 7% on that tire from my reading. He has got to baby this thing home. I wonder what technology they use to track the tire wear. Maybe they put a microchip in every single one of these tires. Train Raider technically doesn't have a front left tire. That's technically deflated. 7% on the front as well. That's weird. Who seems to be driving behind? Okay. Train Raider may unlap himself from C's, even if he can't from the leader. Both C's and Train Raider have no tires in the front at all. It's 0%, 6% from my reading, but it may be a little off. No C's on his tires though. 5% and 11%. C's would rather not defend anything if you can, or fight. Because there's only 2 minutes to go, and he's got to get that 4% tire around.
Timo right behind Sass. Getting closer. And it looks like Sass is about to pull into the pits. I don't know if Creeper
Steve
Timo...
can't do it. He's got a pit. Oh, that is unfortunate. I believe he could have done it. I believe he
give the
really could
permission.
have gotten... He could have done it. I don't believe there's any other decision I would have made but stay out on track. There's nothing.
But do you think Creeper Timo, also, his tires are also a bit worn out? I think he might be able.
Creeper's tires are bad. They're pretty bad. But I think he'll make it. It was really close for C's though. Unfortunately, he may even go a lap down. Where's C's on track here? C's must have exited the pit lane. Yeah, it's fighting with Chili. Oh, without 2 minutes to go, here's Rybread and Tuner. Tuner wants to look ahead of Rybread if he can, and if Tuner has enough speed, I don't believe there is enough time. It would be really, really funny though if he could take everyone a lap down, except for Kipatubu. It would be just a dominant day for Tuner. He's been at the top of the show the entire day. Fastest laps, fastest this, fastest that. Just at front, no issues the entire day. Yeah, I don't believe there's enough time. Go on.
I started to catch up. I was made aware by one of the AKM engineers that apparently the AMR team has one of the least competitive engines from the top tier. So say Zenith, for example, as a comparison, or Fjord. And I have 50 seconds left in the race.
I'm sure on the scoreboard you'll see Rybread go 2 laps. Or not. Tuner's still trying to get around him. 40 laps, or 40 seconds to go. This race is going to wrap up pretty quick. Rybread gives the position away. He goes 2 laps. I'm just saying, it would be really funny for Chili to go 2 and Siege to go 1. All they have to do is collide, and that's it. They're really far behind, though. I don't think it's happening. Everyone's going to hold on. The C2 splash and go, he didn't change tires. He's got 0 on my screen. That's really low. technically flat if it was actually flat.
Oh, I think you might have some desync. I have refresh carded.
Yeah,
his start.
I know there's going to be desync between the tires. I know for Train Raider, he was still just moving like a normal car when he had a front left down as well. So I believe I'm getting more readings for wear than the others. Technically, this tire should be deflated, but C's is just keeping it on track. Chili probably trying to find some speed and get beyond C's, but he will not unlap himself. He will stay in 4th position. Where's Tuner on track? Tuner around the final corner. I believe this will complete the race, and he'll get 1st position. Tuner was a 33 lap race. I would have expected this race to be. It wasn't all green flag, so. Timu, a whole lap behind. He's gonna lip it home right at an issue. Down the front straight he goes. He'll finish this race on the podium. A good first outing since Firth's kind of team and management change. So they're having a good day today. With 1% on the tire on my screen. Green Raider having some issues out of the corner. He'll finish 8th today. He's going through the S's on 0 and 1% tires. This is, I believe Siege could have done it on track. I do believe he could have. He would have had to really baby this thing though and lose a lot of speed from that. 0% across the line. Siege finishes on the podium.
So that's our podium finish. Tuner, Creeper Timo, and Sass.
Chili crossing the line too, and that's our results for today's race here at Hirochi Raceway for the GT Junior Challenge. Tuner from hell with a commanding day, just out front all day with basically nothing to stop him. The people who were remotely a challenge for him died early in the race. Creeper Timu, he was about mid-pack all day, but kept it clean, didn't have problems, made it to 2nd place. Steez tried to make a 0-stopper for the race. What was it, like 2024 MotoGP Ferrari style? Could not make it work, had to get a splash of fuel, put it out back on track. He finishes 3rd today. I believe Siege would be the greatest to have here first, yes. You told me this before. We'll down with Rob Pockets here to talk with Siege.
Hello.
Hello, Siege. How's it going?
Yeah, a bit
was the tires at the
unfortunate. In the end, I was at 3% tires.
3%.
And yeah, so I had to pit like for 2 more laps. I tried it, but after like 15%, 20%, it just kept locking up. So I didn't calculate that into my thingy. So I basically gave P2 away.
I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. Our monitoring systems caught you going 0 and 0 across the line, finishing this race. So yeah, I really thought you could have, gone the entire race distance without pitting. It would have been a bad result. It would have been, suboptimal. But I do think you could have done it. So
yeah, I would have finished with a punch if I would have kept going.
Well, this is a great result for you and Kauai. This has brought in a lot of money for your agency. So, Chris, please ask questions. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Did you enjoy the race and the fight with Creeper Timo? Sass.
There wasn't much of a fight, only like 2 corners long, because he had pretty much considered, compared to mine, fresh tires. I think they were only like, 5-6 laps old. Mine were at like 10% already.
What about the little fight you had with Emin there? I think you also had a bit of contact and pushed him.
That's because Kate came from behind, and I was like, why is he not unlapping himself? Because he was faster than me, that's no question. But every time he got like next to me, he stepped on the brakes to let me go ahead again. To be fair, he's a rookie. I think that's his first race here, so he doesn't know exactly how blue flags and striped blue flags work. So yeah, a bit unfortunate. And he chose to overtake me right when Kata was on the other side also.
Well, I believe that's all we have for you, C's. Good result for you, P3.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. I know there was a lot to improve over the day. I believe there was a lot that everyone could have improved over the day, except for Tuner. Which, yeah, we should probably bring in Tuner.
Well, he's not waiting for an interview, so he doesn't want one.
Alright, well, who's next?
I was made aware just now, actually. Apparently one of the AMR cars was running an illegal config.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently their brake... Yeah, Emin. Looked like their front brake power was higher than allowed.
Oh yeah, the 100% rule.
So
The rule set somewhere in there. No, I believe you can run above 100. I did look at the rule set earlier. You can run above 100, to my knowledge.
I'm not too sure.
We can quickly check the technical regulations. It's in a channel in the BeamGP Discord. This can be easily found out. Control F 100. 100 run. You are allowed to, this is 9.2, you're allowed to adjust all of the sliders with the exceptions of RPM limit, brake power past 100. So yes, that is a legal config because its brake power is set past 100. There's no rule for it to be under, but you cannot exceed 100 in the brake power. So, Emin had an illegal config, they may put him down the order, but that's up to BSA to decide.
And I do believe we also have Rybread and maybe a Creeper team waiting for an interview. Have you see Rybread here? Might as well drag him.
Throw him in.
Hello there, Rybread.
Hello, hello.
How was your race today?
Hang on one moment. Hello.
I bred with some technical issues, I believe.
Yep, okay. Alright, I'm back. We're good.
How was the race today?
Well, you know, I'll start with qualifying. So qualifying, you know, I was still fairly confident. You know, there was definitely there's top tier drivers in the league racing today. So I didn't expect much of a position. Plus I didn't have too much practice, but you know, I was feeling confident. Car felt a bit wiggly, not, you know, too much stiffness, but it felt a bit wiggly, so I was fighting a little bit. And, you know, there was some issues I had, so I was down in P9, the back of the grid with the McKenna. So, race start, it went well, formation lap went well, we're going, and then over the bridge, Kade dies, Noodle dies, and then I hit Kade.
Yeah, I saw you got marred with trouble early in the day.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Well, how'd you climb from there? Because you could amount to anything. You did end up about mid-pack. I forget where, though, unfortunately.
I did, yeah. P5.
P5, that makes sense.
P5. And so basically, after I pitted, I just kept going, and then it was actually me and Creeper were battling it out for quite a while. A couple of laps until finally I was able to overtake and get ahead, and so that was pretty fun. But I did that, and then my tires were getting a bit low. I saw Chilio in the pits. When Tuner went in the pits, I took the pits. So I went in the pits. I got fresh tires, more fuel, and then I kept going. There was a couple of rough moments, but then later, almost towards the end of the race, I saw Eminek and Chili go in the pits, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm 20 seconds behind them. I gotta catch it up. So I fly through the S's, and then Chili goes out, but I'm able to beat Eminek, and so that's how I was able to gain from 6 to 5. And then I held my position, and I was 6 seconds behind Chili when I crossed the line.
Cool. Yeah, Eminent fell off there. Yeah, I think he had an issue late in the race. He had got marred with C's and Kata. Kata was trying to overtake C's. C's was slow because he just had old tires. Great car, but he's had old tires. And then Emin didn't really know what he wanted to do there. Got caught up out of the long right-hander towards the straight and got into the grass, got some damage, had the pit with Chili, which had some issues of some sort. I think he needed a splash of fuel. He was low on fuel. Chili actually beat Emin out of pit lane, so you then beat Emin on track. So that's how that went. Well,
Chili. I was coming up the pit lane. We had 5 minutes remaining in the race. Chili exited the pits. Eminek just exited his pit box. I passed him. Then Eminek kept 3 seconds behind me.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to say, good result. Great result, actually, for you and the Zenith team.
Yes, Zenith. Yes, P1. I mean, we took it home. You know, it's definitely a competitive car. Clearly, it's just.
It's a.
If I had a bit.
Go on.
If I had a bit more pace, I could definitely, and if I had a better qualifying, I could definitely do better next time.
Well, these short sessions, you know, don't give you a whole lot of room to improve a lap. I know Tuner had a really fast lap in practice, but he wasn't able. I think he was like barely able to get around Noodle towards the end of the qualifying session. So even he had issues. Everyone kind of probably had a little issue there.
Yeah, there was. I mean, we saw there's so many wrecks that happened.
Yeah,
like there was.
Congratulations to you and by proxy Tuner for y'all's result today. Y'all have. There's only one way with up. I'm sure y'all are both looking for a 1-2, whichever race we go to next during the off season.
Yes, Tuner is actually our fill-in because neither Sam or Leviathan could join, so Tuner will not be joining us again, I don't think. But it's either going to be Sam Leviathan, me Sam, me, whatever. Zenith is going to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I know Tuner doesn't race a lot. I ain't seen him really race anything recently. I didn't really see him at GTWC at all, if he was in GTWC within the last season. So I know he probably doesn't want to race much, but it is probably in your best interest to keep him as a test driver. Just to get tuned straight for every race. I know one of these teams had to make a tune last minute from their spa tune. I don't know if it was you or AMR. Oh, it was you? Okay.
Wait, so sorry, what'd you say?
I said I don't know if it was you or AMR that had to go from their spa tune to something usable with this track. I don't remember who. I remember seeing it in Driver Yapit, I believe. But I know y'all have clearly done some good tuning work because the tuner from hell, you know, P1.
Yeah, P1.
Keep him. You don't want to lose that kind of talent. But congratulations.
Sorry, I've got to move on. Creeper next.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who left? Joined.
And now we have Creeper Timo here.
Creeper Timo.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Fellas.
So Timo, tell us, did you enjoy this race, and tell us about your pit stop strategy that helped you?
The thing is, I'm not at all familiar with pit stop strategies. I just took whatever I fucking knew from I didn't really think about it. It's like, oh yeah, safety car, it's in the middle of the race. The right didn't pit, so I'm just gonna pit now. That, I guess, was really good.
Yeah, it seemed to work out for you towards the end there. With P2 battling C's 4 position, it seemed to generally have been like a strategy battle, kind of a battle that happens in pit lane. C's are trying to stay out on track with old tires, and well, what is your opinion of that? I want to know what you would think.
C's was off track with all tires, battling.
No, I'm saying he was on old tires trying to
Old
keep
tires.
P2. Yeah.
Ah.
So, what do you think of that, knowing that you had pitted for tires like Tuner did?
I mean, it's important to know that at what point the car gets, like, at what point the pit stop is necessary for you to keep better pace. I think that is quite an obvious thing to do, unless you think you're the best defender. I think it's important to just keep a pit so you have the best optimal time.
Oh yeah, it seems like your strategy worked out for you because between all the 7 other drivers, not including Tuner, who had a just commanding day, in front of everyone and their mother, you were able to take P2 against everyone and their adversity and their pit strategy. So, congratulations on that. I'm sure there's more in the first car, but that car seems to still be competitive.
For sure, there's more in it. I'm just very unfamiliar with GT racing. So, need to warm up to this.
Yeah. So, there's only one way from up, or, one way from... Well, the only one way is up.
Yep.
And you're probably looking for P1 next time.
I hope so.
Alright.
And then,
Cheers, Nath.
have a nice day.
You too.
All right, no one next.
You have questions for him?
No, I don't know.
No one
I'm
next.
not talking on stream anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was quite a nice race we saw here at Hirochi.
It was a fair race. There were some issues early on, but...
Well, it was a bit unfortunate, the first lap incident. That was really sad to see, because I think without that we would have probably had a lot more fighting. But even with that in mind, I think a lot of fighting, a lot of chaos. This is the type of race we dream about every weekend, I'd say.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that kind of became a procession at the end, but there was a bit of interesting strategy going on, which always changes up thing, and I do believe we had a good race today. So, we'll be looking to commentate the next one.
Next one
Nath, if
is
you'd sign us off.
Daytona Roval NX.
Oh.
Do you want me to do the outro then?
Yeah.
All right, I'll turn your mic. We have an exciting set of races then for the rest of the day. The next race is going to be out in Daytona. We have the MX-5 Cups doing the road course at Daytona. We recently had the 24-hour race, the Raw, before the 24 and the 24 a few months ago at Daytona. Some Florida weather might be getting that interrupted, but that'll be over on the YouTube channel. If you want to have a look at the YouTube channel, head over to youtube.com/BeamGrandPrix. If you want to join the Discord community, join in the races, it's discord.beamgp.com. And if you want to have a look at the current driver ratings, see what everyone's rated in, it is beamgp.com, and head over to the drivers tab. Well, that's been it from everyone here in the commentary booth for BeamGP TV. We hope that you enjoyed the race, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.